Hi YouTube, it's me, Hannah from Smalgish. I'm going to be attempting to film my first ever get ready with me makeup tutorial, how I put on my makeup. I'll be trying to do it with my little mirror, so I'm not sure how well that's going to work, but the makeup look I'm going to be doing is my version of an everyday look with red lip. Everyday makeup for me is that. I'm just going to dive straight in, and I apologise in advance that this may be hideous because I haven't mastered the whole voiceover thing that most YouTubers do when they do this kind of video, so I'm just going to talk you through it. And first thing I'm going to do is I use two primers. This may seem excessive, but I have classic combination skin, and I find that actually using a different primer for my T-zone and the rest of my face is really good. So the first primer I'm currently using is MUA Matte Perfect. I'm just going to put this on my nose and T-zone area. I'm actually going to just quickly flip up my septum and put it all. Yeah, so there. So that's that primer done. Next primer I'm currently using is this Satin primer from Illamasqua, which is the one that I got from TK Maxx. And actually I really like it, so it's quite runny. I should have put it on my fingers and just put it on the rest of my face because the rest of my skin can be really almost dry, and sometimes using a really mattifying primer can make the my foundation, my base, go cakey. So next up is base, and I do foundation and then concealer, and I know a lot of people talk about which one you should do first, and my current foundation I'm using is Maybelline Superstay Better Skin. This is in light beige. I've just been using this recently, and actually I think it's the easiest foundation to use with a brush, because the others I have to use like a beauty blender. I use MAC Pro Longwear, and I find that's best with a beauty blender, or squirt, squirt, squirt on my hand. And most of the brushes I'm using are Real Techniques because, you know, everyone uses Real Techniques. So dab it on the brush and just put it straight onto my skin. I'm not going to worry too much about like blending it in, because I'm going to do that in a minute. Okay, so when I've got my foundation, I then take my Real Techniques buffing brush and buff it. And I find, especially with my skin, this is a really important process, because otherwise it looks really obvious. So that's all buffed in. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't do the next step, which is concealer, because it just depends on how I'm feeling that day and what kind of level of coverage I'm after. I like how my skin is. And the concealer I use, Naked Skin by Urban Decay, is just amazing. And I've tried Collections Lasting Perfection concealer, and both myself and my bank balance wish I liked that concealer more. I don't like it. I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype at all. So straight from the wand, I do a triangle under each eye, and then anywhere else that I think needs more coverage, so my nose and around there. Okay, so super quick because this does dry down. My concealer brush, this is an e.l.f. Studio Flawless concealer brush, and just blend that concealer in. So that is my base, okay? And I used to do, my next step used to be powder, but what I've started to do these days is do my blush and any contour first, and then my powder afterwards. I'm going to use my favourite contour at the moment, which is my Sephora colour Tranquil, and it's just brilliant. And this brush, I was kind of in two minds about it, but I love this brush. This is the Real Techniques sculpting brush, and it's just perfect. I was about like, that's really big, how is that going to work as a contour? But it's lovely and I love it. So there are lots of different ways that people do to get the contour, but I find that the easiest way is to go, or I was really going fairly natural. Just work. Do you see? Ta-da! I will blend it. A lot of you are probably thinking, oh, she's just going to leave that stripe. But I am going to blend it. Just watch. Trust me. So I'm going to take the buffing brush that I used to blend in my foundation to just blend in that contour a bit more. Make it less of a obvious line. I'm not sure how much you can see it in the camera, but in real life that instantly has taken me from moon face to cheekbones. Yeah, next thing, and the blush I've been using loads lately is Hervana by Benefit. I don't want it, which you've all probably seen it before, but it's one of their box blushes. It's beautiful. So I'm going to do this without even looking at exactly how much I like. And blend, 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 blend. So yeah. Next thing I'm going to do, powder, and I use MAC Mineral Skin Finish Natural. Again, Real Techniques powder brush. I'm sorry for being a complete and utter stereotype. So a bit on my brush and just everywhere. So that's that done. Next I'm going to do some eye primer. I'm going to move on to my little mirror now. I'm using the Makeup Academy Pro Base primer, which is fantastic. I got another sample of the Urban Decay primer when I bought my smoky palette, and I used it again, and I do kind of like it. I think I was waiting for it to set, which is really not what you're supposed to do. So once you use it straight away, it's good. I approve, but this is still my favourites. Dab, dab, dab. Dab, 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 dab. Dab, 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 dab. If I was using like really colourful eyeshadows, I would then, on top of this primer, I would also put some of my Urban Decay concealer and also my NYX pencil in Milk. Next up is eyeshadow. So this is my MAC palette that I chose myself, and I'm going to be using Sable by itself, okay, which is this one here. My Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, and just blend it all over the lid. I like to bring my eyeshadow out quite far, which I know some people won't like, but that's what I like, that's how I do my shadow. Zone blending brush, I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of club shadow, which is this one here, which is the famous duochrome, the corner, just to darken the crease a little bit. Do you see? That's just darkened the crease a little bit. Do the other side the same. Okay, so that is my eyeshadow. Before I do anything else, I'm going to spray with my Urban Decay De-Slick. So, because I've got everything else I'm using, apart from my powder, apart from my liner, is cream, and that just smudges. So. Ta-da! Done. Next up, brows, liner, mascara, and lips. Brows, I'm using my Maybelline Brow Drama. It's just a fairly simple look. Normally I might use a powder, but just can't be bothered today. So just brush that through. And it just tames them a little bit. Tamed! Doing my Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper while holding a little mirror. So you see how I'm doing it. Okay, here. Okay, so that's that line. And then I'm going to do a little flick. So I do it like this. Come in. And then across. Little flick. Ta-da! So just do the other side. And then inevitably they're not even, so I just make this one bigger. That will do. So that's my liner. And then I'm going to do pencil liner. So I'm taking my Urban Decay Perversion and just along the waterline. If I was going out or going somewhere, I'd also tightline. Taking this thing, this is an e.l.f. professional smudging eye sponge, and this thing is amazing to smoke out and do a little smudgy blendy. Of the bottom lash line. Ta-da! Eyes done. This is my new mascara that I'm going to use here. So this is kind of like a first impressions as well, and it's the L'Oreal Volume Million Lashes Feline. So let's see what it's like. The brush is kind of cool. Can you see that? The brush is kind of cool. I like the shape. So. Wow, that is amazing. This is definitely going out mascara. Let me show you close up. That's my eyes. Now, I will, if I'm using red or something like that, I will always line first. And I'm using just a New Look Pure Colour lip liner in red. This stuff is amazing. It's only about £2 something. It's really good. So not only does this help my lipstick look really crisp, but it really does help the staying power. So that's my lips lined. I'm a From Tube applier. So this is MAC Russian Red, which this and Sanguine are like my top two red lipsticks. So that is my everyday with a red lip makeup look. And I know it's probably a lot more makeup than most of you would wear every day. Let me finish my look. So that is my everyday red lip makeup look. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it wasn't really boring just seeing some stupid girl putting on her makeup in her bedroom. If you'd like me to do any more of these, I could do a natural look, I could do a going out look, I could do just drugstore, just high end, because I used a nice mixture here. Or I could even do things like a goth look, so how I would do my makeup when I'm all goth doll. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will post again soon. Bye!